Hello my lovelies, welcome back, welcome back. I hope everyone is safe and well. Let's get it out of the way. It's a worrying time, so sending you all my love, positivity, strength, courage, all of that. I'm getting it out of the way now. I've said it. So, let's take our mind off the craziness. I'm going to do my good friend Amy, Crafty Cat, here on YouTube. I'm going to do her challenge of what I can do in an hour with the colour green. I know today she's released the newest challenge of a different colour, but I ain't been doing nothing, so I'm going to chat while I work and fill you in as we go along. So I'm going to start now, so that I'm no good at time or anything, so I thought I will set a little thing on my phone and it'll be cool. So I ain't been about because I've been under the weather. I haven't had the lurgy, the one, you know, the C word, but yeah, I've been a bit under the weather with my fibro, so it's been difficult. Anyway, I'll fill you in more as we go along. So, gorgeous, gorgeous file folder here in this lovely, like, is it an olive green or sage? It's gorgeous. It was gifted to me by my lovely friend Dawn. Hello, my lovely. And I've cut it, as you saw, not enough, but a bit and a bit. And I thought we'll make a kind of folder come yeah, little ephemera store notepaddy kind of thing that can be a nice gift. And we'll make some other green themed ephemera to either go in this or go in the other bits and pieces that I'm working on at the moment. I ain't done nothing, not a squat in the last, I think it's over 7 days. The last time I filmed was just to announce the winner of the giveaway last Sunday. It's now Monday night, and yeah, I just felt ropey with my fibro and that, and so it's been difficult. Right, so there's luckily enough, there's some score lines here and there that I am going to use to my advantage, and I haven't got a measure or mess about. Right, with this obviously I'm going to cut this side a bit shorter. I'm just looking because we've got the lovely score lines up here, and I'm thinking maybe we'll just go a couple up, trying to follow the fold. So that we'll have room for some paper and some bits and bobs. Actually, this could do with a fold in it as well. Right, so I'll just eyeball where I think it should be, like that, and that bit. And yeah, I'll have to make a little, what's it called? Little gusset-y kind of part each end to try, so that we don't just sort of tip and lose everything out. And yeah, I've got to cut the top down, or shall I fold? Although I don't want the pocket up, I want the pocket here, so I will cut. So anyway, yeah, I've been a bit under the weather with my fibro, plus it's been a bit more busy at my home than usual. We are social distancing, as the guidelines tell you to. However, my youngest daughter and the two little ones before this all blew up big time, she didn't want to get stuck at home on her own, like with the nursery closing and everything like that, and at home with the 2 kids worrying, is this just sniffles that they get in the winter, or are they ill, or like all these different things. She didn't want to be doing that alone. So we said, right, if we're going to social distance, let's social distance together. And so she's over here. I need that a bit shorter. What a donut. I could have noticed that before I was inking, but no. So I don't want to take too much off. Right, let's see where that sits, because I don't want it to miss this completely. I think maybe about that much. And so yeah, with I've got my daughter and 2 of my grandkids here with me and my boys, and my other daughter, she's self-isolating at her home, so I'm missing her and the kids. I haven't seen them for a couple of weeks now, because they was poorly beforehand with tonsillitis. So yeah, I've not seen me other babies, and I miss them terribly, because as you all know, family time is my happy time. And yeah, so that's a bit of a struggle, not seeing them as much as I normally do. But in these times, that's what's got to happen, isn't it? But at the minute, everyone's all right. And so yeah, fingers crossed, toes crossed, legs crossed, that eyes crossed, even if you can do it, that we all stay that way. So yeah, that's what's going on for us. But with 2 little ones in the house, in the day they're quite lively and wanting to play and this, that and the other, and you feel horrible trying to like sort of make them be quiet so that you can just go and mess about and film and whatnot. So that's not been happening. And then also it's like more washing needs to be done, and I'm in my kitchen dining room now since I've moved. Don't have a room of my own that's my craft room, and I'm getting more and more tempted to throw my bed away and so that I can just have somewhere, sleep on the floor in a sleeping bag, just so that I can have a room, because it is difficult. I have to keep everything stored all differently. I seem to always be in a state of confusion. But if that's the only thing you've got to worry about in these times, then you ain't got a lot to worry about really. So I cannot complain. I'm not complaining. I'm just joking about. But yeah, it does make it that bit more difficult to film. And I do apologise, I really sincerely apologise, because at this moment in time when a lot of you are stuck indoors, I know that it's a bit of light relief to just watch someone else messing about. Right, I want a little split pin for here, and a little trick I saw Gal Dostinelli do one time, an age ago, was that she squashes an eyelet and puts in between the 2 pieces of card. When you've got like a bigger thing like this, it don't work so well if you've got something small or that, but with these bigger ones, it's sort of putting that in between, then you've got a bit of space where you can wrap around your twine or your string and that. Now I just think maybe trying to eyeball this a little bit with a bit of guidance. Don't trust my brain at the moment. This is there, isn't it? That's the middle. Stop messing about. Right. I want that to sit like that. Yeah. Right. And oh. So yeah, I hope everyone is being safe and staying indoors, looking after each other and staying healthy. Like I said, I might have been having a little whinge about not having a craft room, but in times like these, it ain't a problem, is it? Ain't a big deal. We work around these things and we get by however we get by. Now, what I was thinking, for some like scrap paper, note paper in here, right, I'm gonna go in between them two lines and just go as deep in as I can in between those two lines and punch an hole, and do the same the other sides. I don't have one of them punches that you can do it anywhere, you know. So I thought if we do an hole at each end, then I can thread some nice something through, tie on paper for notes that can then be untied and replaced, so it's not a one-time use sort of thingamy-bobby. You know what I'm trying to say. So we're going to have it like that, and yeah, I'm going to want me hole there. Right, am I in the middle? I think I'm in the middle. Oh. Let's not stress about it too much. And actually, I think I'll swap that one out for a gold one, just so it looks a bit nice, because I haven't got any of the kind of gunmetal coloured eyelets. I've only got silver, copper or gold. Yeah. What a wally. Right. Flippins. Oh, I've got them here. See, I'm all over the place at the moment. Oh, and I've said that now and took that out. I think I've used them. Oh no, look. No, they're too little. They're little ones. I want a gold one, but big. Oh, do you know what? I'm not worried about it. We'll put that one in. And I do apologise, in the background you can hear the baby must have woke up, because, well, we don't have a spare bedroom. Even if we did, it wouldn't be spare, because I'd be in there with all my craft stuff how I used to be, and with my big desk and cupboards and whatnot. But because we don't, one of my sofas, where I've got a big family, I've got 3 large sofas in my living room. One of them turns into a bed, which is a godsend, and the girls use it, and so yeah, we've got that and the cot and whatnot in the living room. And so yeah, when the baby wakes up, it's only the other side of the wall that I've got my camera on, so it's not ideal, but what can you do? Right, and I'm just looking at that because I wanted to make little edges, didn't I? So I'll scrub my cutter. We'll get rid of them 2 circles, and then right, let's see if I just chop this in half a bit, and we've got to have something like that with sides, not that wide, and it's got to have sides and a little bottom bit so it can fit in. So it'll all start coming together in a sec. I'm just looking for my scoreboard that I got out, because I know I didn't need it and now I don't know where it is. Right, I found it. so let's see what size that is. 1/4 inch. Right, so we know we need to have a 1/4 inch. I can lose a bit of that at the sides, and it's only got to be as deep as that, which is, let's see, sorry, my head, 1.25 inches. So we'll go 1.25 inches and score, and then yeah, that bit can be that long for a bit of stability. I'll just lose a bit off of these sides. Right, so we add, it's 1/4 inch, and it was 1.25 inches, wasn't it? Right. Okay, let's grab the scissors. And yeah, we can lose a bit off of there. And I'm not too worried about whether it's straight too much, because we ain't going to see it. So let's cut our little bits, and this will just fit on the inside, like I said, just to stop our ephemera that we might want to put in it going walkabout. And yeah, I'm working on a couple of journals at the minute. One of them, is a lot of pink that's going on at the moment, and then the others are really, the other one's really colourful. What do you call it? Boho journal. So I might do a tag or whatnot for that. Right, I'm just looking if that fits right, and it looks like it will. So, right. There and there. Right. Oh, get in. And so, yeah, that should be a lot easier to do than me faffing around, keep moving it. I think I'm still a bit under the weather. Well, I know I am actually. I'm not making excuses for myself either. I have been just aching so bad and so tired, no energy at all. And like I said, it is a little bit of a challenge when you've got a house full, like when you've got 4 adults and 2 babies. One's 10 months old and one is 2, coming up towards 3. She'll be 3 in the summer. So yeah, when you've got a toddler and a baby about, you can't work to schedules and things very much unless you are like Wonder Woman, you know. And yeah, well, I could if I had somewhere very private that I was working, but when I'm essentially in my like kitchen, like I'm in my dining room, but it's all open plan, so you can't restrict access to the kitchen for your whole family. Although I do sometimes be like, no one come in while I'm doing this or whatnot, but you can't live like that all day every day, you know. So it's trickier to get bits and bobs done, but we're working around it. Where I'd normally do stuff in the mornings, now I'm doing it at night, and yeah, it's fine. Oh, that one's a little bit too high, and that's going to annoy me. I'm going to unglue that if I can, and just take a little snippet off, like that. Right, that's it. Get that bit back down. The glue works better with the lid off, doesn't it? And so, yeah, this, at the minute, I'm not going to go on about it because it's so crazy, but I watched the Prime Minister just before I came on, bringing in harsher rules and whatnot, and it's like, really? I know we've got to all do it and that, but yeah, it's a bit like living in a futuristic film, isn't it? Right, I think for my closure I'm going to use this brown sari silk. I'm going to want it thinner than that. I was going to use string, couldn't find it. Then thought of raffia, but I could only find white. I don't know. I don't even think the sort of goldy colour that I did have, I don't even think that came with me to this house, to be honest. I've not seen it since. And I have organised all of my bits and bobs like this, ribbons and trims and that, and yeah, that one is nowhere, so so that weren't available, but I think the brown looks quite nice. That might need to be thinner, so it's too fat to go around my little bit, so we'll just do it again so it's more stringy like, and that will be fine. And then we'll just flip it like that and work on the front and a little pocket, because I want to have time to get a couple of bits done for inside. If I don't, I don't. I'm working on something green, which is the 60-minute challenge, so I really wanted to use one of these file folders because I just love the colour and the fact that it's brown on the inside. I really like that. So let's just keep cracking on. And yeah, we've got a nice pocket there. I'm going to tie the notepad in right at the end. I could use another bit of that, a longer bit. Let's work on the front. So I've still got some of my oven packaging, which I really, really like. Might be a bit thick. I'll tell you what I have got. Something similar. Sorry, I'm wondering if I sound echoey. I saw it earlier. There it is. Ta-da! Right. It was in between the plates. I got some new plates at Christmas for my daughter. And, yeah, bought the same. But you can clearly see where it's been in a box for ages and ages. But it's a lot thinner. And I'm not going to be using loads. So let's flip it over. I want to see where that comes down to. Let's grab my pencil. Right, so if I'm at the very, very top, there's the bottom, right. And I think we'll just come in a raggedy kind of way down, like that. And a nice neat edge there at the bottom, along that line. And then we see what we've got and whether we like it. Right. Yeah, don't know if I want it covering that eyelid or not. I'm not sure that I do. Let's see. No, I know. Right, we'll come down a bit like that, and I'm going to have another bit over there. Little bit. Sorry, I'm just off to one side because it's just easier than pulling things back in, back out, and messing about with it. And I'm thinking maybe just inking on the lines, like sort of to refine them a bit more. Right. Clearly this doesn't ink great, but it's just for a bit of background. Right. And I know I didn't do the bottom on that one. I've got to pick it back up in a sec. It's very flimsy, you see, as I'm pressing a bit too hard with me little dobber. It's tearing, but that's alright. Kind of like that. So we're going to have a bit there like that, and this bit come in there like that. I think that looks kind of cool. So just for speed and that, I'll just use this glue, whereas I should have just leant down and grabbed the other one, but I'm doing this now. Right. And yeah, I thought this will be nice. If I don't get the ephemera done for inside, I'll just do that after or something, you know, and probably put it up on my Instagram once it's got bits and bobs in it, or on my TheCockneyCrafter Facebook page, on one of them or both of them, yeah. But yeah, for now I just thought I want to do this because I think it's a nice little thing. Now, oh, got some lovely flowers, the Tim Holtz ones, that coincidentally were from Amy, who set this challenge a while ago. I think as part of my birthday present. It was. It might have been some Happy Mail just before that. I think it was in my birthday present though. The lovely 1950s journal that she made when I told her that my family, I sent her in some Happy Mail before, old like street map page from of the East End, like around Poplar Way and that, and Stepney, where my family are from. And it was the shock of her life seeing how built up and that it was. I'm just looking at what adorable, adorable things are in here. And yeah, I said to her for an idea of what it was like around there, because she couldn't believe how close together all the streets were packed in and that. And I said if she watched the programme Call the Midwife, the BBC programme, she would see where my family originate from and that. And in fact, the religious order that was based on, the nuns and that, they delivered like my family's babies and that before the like newer generations that had babies in hospitals and that. Before that, they was delivered by midwives and nuns of that parish. So it really is quite a history if you'd like to see where I'm from and that, and yeah, our origins. And so yeah, she watched that programme, and it's set like in the 50s. I think the first series is like from about 1953. Some of my family was already moving out by that time, but yeah, some were still there. Don't they just look adorable? I love that. Am I having them like that, or no? First way was better. So yeah, I told her that if she could like find it, the BBC programme and whatnot, and because it was all set in the 50s, and then she did a lovely sewing like journal with lots of images from sewing patterns and pattern paper and that, and it was my birthday present. It was just so gorgeous, because she said she watched that, and like when she was working on the journal with the images from old clothing patterns from that era. It just made her think of me and my family because of having watched the programme. And so yeah, she sent me that lovely journal, but yeah, she sent me a couple of other bits, and I'm sure these was in that package, but I know those from her anyway. Fancy maybe a word like nature or something. I'm just gonna see what I've got in here, if I've got the word nature on the right. I have got it, but that's, don't know whether that's the right colouring. I suppose I could change it. That's a bit oh, nature again, yeah. I've sprayed that with alcohol inks. Right. And I'm just gonna grab my little, what's it, antique linen. This one's nearly dry now because I've used it ever such a lot. Just really handy though for just darkening that a little touch. It's a bit too light for me for this project. Oh, that's perfect. Right. So nature. Maybe something there. A bit of fabric or something. Let's see. Oh. I've got these ribbons. Don't want to go overboard. Maybe like that. Right, I'm going to peel this up a bit. I'm going to go under the flower. I don't want to mess up my corrugated too much. I'm just going to go the length of this like that. I don't want to cut a bee in half. Right, we'll have to lose him on the end. We can use him somewhere else. Right. Like that. Right, I'm going to glue it on and then cut it, because I just think that will be easier. Get me glue in the grooves. Right, there we go. I like that. And I can just get that right flush to the edge. Right, we can pop our flower back down. I know it's covering that bee a bit, but that is no problem at all. Right, split it open so I can press down. Right, and where's our word? Fancy that kind of like, oh, camera just turned itself off. Right, but we're back on. Let's trim these up. And this one. He can live for another day, go somewhere else. Maybe even down here. Oh no, down here. That'd be the one. Right, I need a neater cut than that. I still ain't got round to getting them new scissors, have I? After the kids mangled these. Right. Gotta use that end in the beginning. Right. I'll rough it up a bit. Like that down there. I think that is kind of cute. And I'm going to put a bit of ink up here. Look, and there's a bit hanging off that I ain't cut properly. It's these awful scissors. I really should get some new ones. Oh, that's rubbish. that is frustrating that they just don't work properly anymore. Right, I'm going to rough them up a bit with the ink, and then it's rustic. Right, so that is that. I'm going to do the same down on this one, give him a little bit of a dirty up. Right, and so now we're ready for our paper, and then we can put a couple of bits of ephemera in there. I'm going to use another piece, the other bit that I cut off, and make a pocket up the top. Just a normal pocket, I think. Yeah, I do want to. I was just thinking, do I want to cut this up to make a pocket? But I do want one, so it's fine. She did send me quite a few of these. This is the first one I've used. They're just so gorgeous. I know I've got that score there, but that don't matter either. Have I cut that exactly? I think I have. I need to come in a tiny, like, mil or so though, so it don't hang over. And yeah, don't worry about the score. We'll stick something over that. And then there'll be room to tuck ephemera in at the top. Put some little papers on the string, and it's a lovely little gift, especially this time of year. It's still really wintry and like rubbish at the minute. It was a lovely weekend this weekend, the first weekend of people being told no, you can't go nowhere, and it turned out that it was really lovely. We was looking from what we saw out the window. But yeah, we was indoors. I know a lot of people was naughty and went out, but I think they was naughty. I think they was being a bit selfish doing that. Going to areas, quite little picturesque areas, taking their germs with them. It's not fair. If you've moved all nice and out in the country, or if you've always lived out in the country, you don't want people like me turning up full of germs with a big caravan full of family on the toe behind. Do you know what I mean? It's the last thing you want. Right, so there's our pocket for up there. It won't come out when it's upside down like this, it'll be tied up. If it does go anywhere, it'll just fall into that pocket, won't it? But I'm sure it won't, because we're going to have a little bit of a notepad there. So I'm just going to grab some scrap papers. Better than that, I found, well, that was just over there, some of Amy's torn paper and ferns, Digi. So, if I can find the tear ruler as well, which I am sorry, it's very disorganised and mental today. We ain't done nothing for a week. The kids keep touching stuff, and then I don't know where I've put it back. I seriously can't find my tear ruler at the minute. Right, I found it. I really do apologise. I'm really erratic at the moment. It's what's me? What do you call it? When I'm anxious, or like when I'm worried about things, like, because I am finding it worrying at the minute, even though I'm mucking and joking about. I just get full of nervous energy to the point where my nerves are like cat meat, and I'm an erratic, crazy mess. So, yeah, that's me. That's my life. And yeah, I know I normally am a bit of a, what do you call it, a bit of a divvy sometimes, you know, but I'm normally quite organised with things. I wing my way through all this and that quite a bit, but yeah, at the moment it's anxiety. I've got to take a deep breath and calm down these nerves, because I I know I start going too fast that people can't understand what I'm saying, and I do apologise, I really do. I can't help it, that's me, it's who I am. Right, that, I need it a bit shorter really, because otherwise it's just got to catch on the pocket all the time, and that's not what I want. So that length, I'm going to punch a hole there and it'll be tied on. That's the guideline to go on. And I really like this torn paper and ferns, and just think it's perfect for this little rustic, whatchamacallit, folder, notebook, gift type thing. So, yeah, torn that edge, yeah I have. Right, so that's the length we're going with. We don't need many sheets, but just a few and it'll be nice. Right, don't be silly woman. Why on earth was I thinking that I would tear two pieces at the same time? Because that's never going to work out well, is it? Not with me, folks. And they don't have to be the exact same length completely. It's okay to have a bit of variation. The width is the one though, because it's got to fit inside. Right. So where are we? Right. Like that. And I'll just do a couple more. Let's see if we can get one with a fern. Yeah, that one has. Very light one. I like that. I'm getting all a bit in a mess again, aren't I? But I'm nearly up to the hour. I think I've got more time than it says on my clock, because I've had to stop and start a couple of times to hunt for things that I should know where they are and haven't known. Oh, and there's a knock at the door. Hang on. And my daughter just knocked on the door to come out and make a drink. So I turned the camera off for that for a sec. So I will have extra to when my alarm goes off of a 60 minutes, because I've forgot the whole time that I could have stopped and started. Each time I had to stop and hunt for things and that, I forgot to stop the camera. I'm not Mary Poppins. I'm just me. And yeah, it's not always easy being me. I've had a week of feeling rough, and as you know, I come back to doing what I love doing, but I am quite often a very nervous wreck. And I don't like that tear. I'm sad to lose that little date there. I liked that, but yeah, I couldn't cope with that tear. Right. Right, I want to ink all around these, but yeah, I really ain't gonna make you watch that. It's like pulling teeth in it, so hang on a second. Right, so I've inked around my papers. Now, what I could have done, right, is I took the width off of that one. Right. What I could have done, I was just going to say, is kept them double the length, depth, whatever, right, and just folded them over, threaded the ribbon through and just folded them over it as an easy way for them to go in that. I'm going to punch the holes, so I've levelled them to the top edge, and it doesn't matter so much about the bottom edge, and I'm just gonna thread my ribbon through the holes at the top and tie it up. It might not be brilliant, but I think it's going to be cool. That one's a bit long. I think it's only that one, so we might just... It doesn't matter whether they're straight or not, and this what's it called? This kit, I think, looks perfect. I think for a rustic looking... Where's my holes gone? Oh, there they are. Like for a rustic looking item like this. Sorry, just another little interruption. I think that will be plenty long enough. And I'm just leaving that on there like that. Then I don't end up with loads and loads of straggly bits. And that's fine. And I'm going to thread all these. Well, that weren't as hard as I thought it was going to be to honest. Because sometimes I'm a bit rubbish at getting little things in little places. And I could have had this so tight at the back. But I fancy the bow being in here. So that's what I'm doing. So just trying to keep it kind of taut so that I don't have a baggy bow. Not enough bad. I'm quite pleased with that. Right, it can do with being a bit smaller. I could have done with getting rid of my straggly bits, but that is fine. I've got room to trim. I won't go too short because you might next time want more paper threaded, you know. I haven't done those, but that's a nice looking little notepad of using the papers from the Torn Paper and Ferns kit. That's our front, and I may even have just a minute to put a couple of bits of ephemera in. I don't think I've got time to make anything else, but I'm just going to grab a couple of pieces. Right, I've put a couple of those die cuts in. It's just like couple of little butterflies, a flower. I put a flower down there, and will this fit in the top? What I made last week from a little bee. Oh, not last week, week before. And we've got our other couple of nature bits. They'll fit in there. And that, I know it's only one thing, and the challenge is probably to make more. But I really wanted to use this gorgeous green folder. I need a bit of glue under that. And so there weren't no rules. It weren't as many green things. It was do something green. And you got 60 minutes. And there goes my alarm. So I know I've come in. I don't know how to turn it off. Oh, dismiss. Right, so I know I did come in under because I've stopped and what's it? I've stopped and started a couple of times because, like I said, I'm a ball of nervous, crazy energy at the moment, and that's what it goes like. Hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow and I'll be a bit calmer because I know that I'm being annoyed when I'm like this. I know I am, and I can't help it. It is just my nerves. But yeah, I made this last week, didn't I? And it goes that way up, and we'd be up that way. But well, the other week when the oven came and the packaging came. But yeah, it does go well with this. And yeah, I know there's not a lot of green going on there, but there is on the outside. And yeah, I just think it'd be a nice little gift. I'm going to make a bit more ephemera and bits and bobs to go in with it, and then yeah, it's just a nice little nature themed thing that you can pop in the post to your mates and that, you know, let them know you're thinking of them, because who knows, we might not be able to send things. The postal workers might not be working in a few weeks' time, you know. Life's changing every day, so do what you can when you can to make yourself feel good, you know, whether it's making gifts for friends, even if you're not going to be able to get out and post them till after this craziness. You know, if you've got a little goal to sit and make something with someone in mind, you know, or if it helps you to write about how you feel. I've dealt with mental health issues my whole life, you know, this place, you people, the friends and the love that I've found here keeps me sane, right? So do what it takes to keep you sane during these troubling times, you know. I haven't got a lot of great wisdom, but I do know that when you create things, it makes you feel better inside, you know. When you mess up with junk journaling especially, there ain't no mistakes. This was a thing, Wendy Connors Beckett said it a couple of years ago, the first time I heard her say it, and it has resonated with me ever since. There ain't no mistakes, only possibilities, right? You know, only new possibilities, new ideas. So create. If that's not your thing, if you like to watch but you don't like to do it yourself, I don't know, sit and write, do some colouring, you know, write about these crazy times, write about it for future generations. Keep a diary of what's going on right now, of the news that's happening around the world, or just the things that's happening inside your house, or even smaller than that, inside your head. You know, sometimes these kind of things help to have an outlet, you know, and that's the only advice I can give, you know. Like I said, I'm not a great wisdom or anything, but just going on personal experience of struggles that I've had in the past. I find when I'm being creative, it's the most positive thing I can do to lift up my spirits and make me feel good about myself. So I hope that you can do the same. Let me know in the comments how you're coping, what you're doing to keep the boredom or the stress at bay and that, you know, by sharing our experiences and our little tips for each other, and that we come together and we cope better, you know. No one ever coped better by not sharing and not like trying to like pass on tips or take on new ideas and advice and that. The only way to get through things like this is to help each other in any way that you can. So let me know what you're doing and that, and how it's working out for you. I hope every single one of you is safe and well, and I send every single one of you my love, gratitude, positivity and bestest wishes. I'll be back very soon. I love you. Bye for now. Bye bye.